it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes. Excuse me. Sorry, I had to fix something on my dresser. But anyway, today in this video, I'm going to go over my top 5 resort pet peeves. So these are my personal pet peeves that happen when it comes to staying at a resort, whether the customer service is terrible for what you pay for, or the room is too small, or the room is not clean. So these are the things that I hate about staying at resorts. And I do want to do a quick disclaimer. This doesn't mean I hate staying at certain resorts, and I'm not trying to bash any resort I've stayed at. I've mostly stayed at really nice resorts. I've had some resorts where I've not had the best experience. So I'm going to get started. And this is just based off my experience from when I stayed at a certain resort. And I thought this would be fun to talk about. So here we go. So number 1 on my list would be the room being too small. So this really bothers me when a room is very small, because then you don't have enough place to put all your stuff, excuse me. And I remember I stayed at this one resort with my mom when I was up at the Russian River. It was me, my mom, my aunt, and my mom's friend. And we stayed at this one resort that was kind of close to the river. But the problem was the room was so small that we couldn't fit all our luggage in. And we had to leave like one of them outside. And it was my mom's backpack, and my mom got her backpack stolen, and that sucked because that had her wallet and a bunch of stuff she needed in there. And good thing her phone wasn't in there, or else it would have been terrible. And I really hated that room was so small. I mean, I'm grateful I had a place to stay at, but the room was too small, and we had a lot of luggage. And well, actually we didn't have like too much luggage. Like we didn't pack like 20 bags. We had a couple extra bags. Like we had our suitcases, bathroom bags, and just extra bags to carry stuff in. And the room was so small, we couldn't really fit all our bags in. So we had to leave one of them outside. And that was actually my mom's backpack that had gotten stolen at the resort, which really sucked. And we were super annoyed when that happened. And that really just bothers me when a room is really small, because you can't fit everything you bring in there, especially if you bring a lot of stuff with you. Number 2 on my list, when a resort has terrible customer service. So I don't remember if I've ever stayed at a place that had terrible customer service, but I know I've stayed at, I've stayed at many places, and I've always mainly had good customer service. I don't remember if I ever stayed at a place that had terrible customer service. It just bothers me when a resort doesn't give good customer service, just because you're paying to stay there and you're trying to enjoy your stay at the place. And if they're not going to give you good customer service, why bother staying there? It's super annoying when a resort doesn't offer good customer service, because you're paying to stay there and you're doing them a favor, and if they're not going to give you good customer service, then don't ever go back again. It really bothers me when places don't have good customer service. Like my mom stayed at a resort one time for an event, and the place she told me she stayed at had not very good customer service at all, and they were just very disappointed with it. But they did have a good time at the event, despite the fact they didn't have good customer service at the place they stayed at. But that's still a good thing to still have a good time at the event, despite the fact you're not having good customer service where you're staying. Because that's like a positive thing. When you're on vacation, don't constantly complain about the resort you're staying at. Just try your best to have a good time, despite the fact your resort's not very good. Number 3 on my list is when the resort does not have good cell phone or Wi-Fi service. So this really bothers me because even though it says it has Wi-Fi and cell phone service, it bothers me just because then I have to leave to go to different places to find good cell service and stuff. And it bothers me because I don't like having to leave the room constantly to check my phone all the time or check this, check that. And it just bothers me because then I have to I can't get a hold of anybody in case anyone's trying to call me or anything. Or especially if I have to Zoom with my friends, it bothers me when I have to go to a different place to do Zoom. And even though it says it has Wi-Fi and they say it just bothers me when it says the Wi-Fi, it just bothers me when they don't say the Wi-Fi. Nobody warns me that the Wi-Fi is not very good. Number 4 on my list would be the room not being clean, because this really bothers me when a room is not clean and there's garbage left all over the room. It shows that the people that work there don't care about the new people coming in, and it irritates me to stay in a dirty room just because I really don't I think it's tacky to leave a room a mess, especially if people have kids and they don't remind their kids to clean up after themselves, or the people in the customer service don't clean up after themselves. It just irritates me because I think that's super tacky just to with the room not being clean and being messy, and it just bothers me, especially if there's dust around, because sometimes I sneeze when dust gets up my nose. Number 5 on my list would have to be no place to keep food. This really bothers me because I don't really like leaving food near the floor, especially if it's food that needs to be refrigerated. I mean, we always keep a cooler with us so then we can keep our food cool if in case it needs to be refrigerated, and we always have an ice pack and stuff. But it just bothers me when there's no place to keep food, like a cabinet or anything, because then we have to keep it on the floor. And it just annoys me because I think that it creates more of a mess, and I don't want to step on the food, and it just bothers me when we have to keep it on the floor and there's no other place for us to keep our food. It just really irritates me because then I feel like we're being messy. Okay, so those are my top 5 resort pet peeves. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.